the writer's strike's done. Everyone's going back to work. It seems things are simple.
Thank God.
As an actress, how do you see this? And do you think everyone should be, happy now that the strike is over?
I mean, I think overall, yes, everyone should be thrilled. And I think what was very hard for me to watch was the trickle-down effect. It didn't just affect people on sets. The writers, had a wonderful cause, and they deserve what they got. But at the same time, it put out of work grips and electrics and caterers, and then it trickles down. It's restaurants near the studios and caterers and limos. So it was just, the overall effect was really damaging. I have to say that in both cities that I live in, New York and Los Angeles, it was a very bleak Christmas. And it's very hard, you're fighting a good cause. At the same time, we had so many houses were lost during this, and jobs went out of, people lost their jobs, and complete companies went out of business. So I'm just very happy that we can get our business going again and let all these people who have been fighting so hard get back to work.
What project?
And I'm ready for television to come back.
Yes, you and me both. Now, were there any projects that you were supposed to be doing that had to be put on hold due to the strike?
Oh, absolutely. I think everyone was affected by that. It was scripts that were ready. A lot of times, you sign on and there's work that needs to be done, and so scripts weren't getting made or things that needed more work. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get everything back up and running, but I think it also makes people reevaluate, and I feel like what you'll be seeing after this will be people really excited to come back, and I think we'll be seeing some really interesting projects starting soon.
What projects are on the horizon for you?
Next out, I have a movie coming up with Lee Pace, who stars in Pushing Daisies. It's a project called Possession, and it's sort of this kind of messed up love story thriller type movie.
I see. Now, do you prefer, you did Buffy for like 7 years. Do you prefer doing television or doing films?
I don't think I prefer one or the other. I think one of the fortunate things about the way this industry works these days is you can go back and forth so easily. It's a very seamless transition, and you're not a television actress or a movie actress or actor. You can do both. And right now, I think some of the most exciting things I've seen recently have actually been on television, and I think some of the more evocative and innovative productions are being done there. So, it's a great situation to be in.
You talk about how you were just talking about how television has been very adventurous and very forward-thinking. And the show, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer was definitely one of them that helped start with that sort of, forward-thinking drama, because it was an adventurous show that really hadn't been done before. Are you surprised at the impact that show had on television?
Yes and no. I think you're always surprised when something becomes that iconic, and it's very exciting. But at the same time, I knew that show was something special, and I knew that it hadn't been done, and I knew that there was a place for that. And I think it's very tough to have female-driven projects, whether it's movies or television, and I think Buffy really started the way for these projects led by females, these strong, independent women, and I'm so proud of the show.
Now, I have kind of a serious question here. When I was talking with some of the fans of your show, we brought up the history and talked about how you're so well associated with it. Are you afraid at all of being too closely tied with the character that might hinder your acting career later in life? I think it's what's known as like the Adam West effect.
Afraid of being known as an incredible, three-dimensional, wonderful character on an iconic show? How are you afraid of something like that?
Well, I guess the fact that everyone will associate you as just Buffy and not being Sarah Michelle Gellar, the actress.
Fortunately, that hasn't happened so far. I've had a chance to be in some wonderful projects. I had a movie recently come out with Kevin Bacon and Andy Garcia and Forrest Whitaker and Brendan Fraser, and I worked with Alec Baldwin last year. I've worked with so many amazing people, and that's just a hype that I think people like to spread, but I don't think that's really the case with anyone. I don't see Jennifer Aniston being afraid of being on a wonderful show like Friends, and I don't see Jen Garner being afraid of Alias. Television is a very different medium than it used to be, and I think it's something that we're all very, very proud of. And you know what? So be it if it's something people associate. I'm proud, as I'm sure all of those other actresses are proud, to be associated with such wonderful projects.
Now, I also know you're great friends with Seth Green, and I've seen you do lots of stuff with Robot Chicken. On a scale of like 1 to 10, how much fun is that type of show worth doing?
22. It's on so many levels. One, just being one of Seth is one of my closest friends and has been for so many years. So to see something that's his brainchild and something that he has worked so hard that really just comes out of his head come to fruition is just really exciting. And it's just a blast, and you get to do it. I was there a couple weeks ago. Breckenmeyer and I were doing stuff together, like friends you haven't seen in a long time. Kristen Chenoweth and I were there doing stuff the other day. Everybody wants to be a part of it, and it's definitely a party atmosphere when you're there.
What type of project have you been wanting to do? Is there anything that you would love to have fall in your lap that you haven't tried yet or done yet?
I mean, I like doing projects that are different. I like doing characters that I haven't done, trying to explore different things. And so far, I've been really fortunate in having to do that. So I have no complaints.
Okay. Well, I got to go here soon. I do have one more question. It's probably one everyone's, usually asked you, which is, are we ever going to see any sort of reunion with Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
We are actually. We're doing a reunion on March 20th for the Paley Film Festival. We're all getting together and we're doing a retrospective of the show and getting the cast together, which will be the first time that everyone's been together since we're done. So everyone's really excited about that.